When did someone challenge you at something you were an expert at? I was the head trauma surgeon at Boston General when a cocky new administrator tried to prove I was incompetent. It almost cost a 16-year-old girl her life. I'd been performing emergency surgeries for 22 years. My success rate was 98%, the highest in the Northeast. But when MediaCorp bought our hospital, they sent in their own administrator, Dr. Marcus Webb, fresh from business school with zero surgical experience. From day one, he questioned everything. He'd stand in my OR doorway with his clipboard, timing my procedures, claiming I was inefficient. He started requiring approval for emergency surgeries, saying we needed to optimize resource allocation. One night, paramedics rushed in a teenage girl, Sarah, who'd been in a horrible car crash. Multiple internal injuries, severe head trauma, bleeding into her brain. She needed immediate surgery. Webb blocked the OR entrance. "We need to verify her insurance first," he said, reviewing his papers. "Protocol states," I interrupted him, showing him her brain scans. "She has minutes, not hours. Move." He refused, saying he'd report me for violating procedures. I called the hospital board's emergency line while my team prepped Sarah. Webb was screaming about costs and litigation risks. The board gave immediate approval, but we'd already lost 12 precious minutes. In surgery, I found massive bleeding in her brain. The delay had made things worse. Webb stood watching, taking notes about my unnecessary procedures. Every time I asked for an instrument, he'd question if it was cost-effective. 8 hours into surgery, Sarah's heart stopped. While my team did chest compressions, Webb announced he was documenting my failure to prevent complications. I ignored him, focusing entirely on saving her life. We got her heart started, but Webb had already filed his report. He claimed I'd exceeded reasonable intervention timeframes and displayed poor resource management. He recommended my immediate suspension. The next morning, Sarah's parents were in my office. Webb had told them I'd recklessly endangered their daughter by performing unnecessary procedures. He'd already arranged for them to meet with the hospital's lawyers, but Sarah woke up. Despite Webb's interference, she made a full recovery. Her father, a detective, investigated Webb's background. Turned out he'd been fired from 3 other hospitals for similar behavior. His real job was cutting costs by forcing out experienced doctors. Webb had a system. He'd target top surgeons who prioritized patients over profits. He'd document everything, twist facts, build cases for termination. Then MediaCorp would replace them with younger, cheaper doctors who wouldn't question policies. Sarah's father discovered Webb had no medical degree. His credentials were fake. The business degree was real, but he'd never completed the healthcare administration certification he claimed to have. When the police came to arrest him, Webb was in my OR again, criticizing my technique during a heart surgery. They waited until I finished, then handcuffed him as he screamed about administrative authority. The investigation revealed Webb had caused 11 deaths at other hospitals through his cost-saving measures. He'd delayed critical care, denied necessary treatments, and forced doctors to use cheaper, less effective procedures. MediaCorp claimed they had no knowledge of Webb's actions, but emails proved otherwise. They'd hired him specifically to reduce costs by eliminating experienced staff. They settled out of court with dozens of families.